Car Firearms is fighting for America. Car Firearms, car executives stand with America first, and they're willing to put their brand's reputation on the line to stand up for your liberty. Please support our new Second Amendment Friday sponsor, Car Firearms, U.S. firearms that I carry, made in this great nation. Check out their incredible range, which includes something called the Deagle, the Desert Eagle, KAHR.com. That's KAHR.com. This is our Second Amendment Friday special segment with a very special guest. He is the host, the creator, along with his muse of one of the best YouTube channels out there, especially if you're in the Second Amendment. It is called The Gun Collective, and he is called Beard. No, he's called Jon Patton. Jon, welcome back.
Hey, how are you, man? It's good to be back.
So how long is the beard now? Is it 2 foot long? How long is it?
I haven't measured it, but I'd say probably 16, 18 inches, something like that.
When are you going to start braiding it?
Probably next week. Right before I come see you, I will make sure that it is braided.
We want the full Viking look. That's what we need. Okay, Jon, let's do a little bit of what you do You have the best gun news. It's not dry industry stuff. It's really funky stuff that's happening. And then you start every show with the mind-blowing sales figures every flipping month based upon the background checks, which in certain cases, like mine, don't refer to one firearm. They refer to many firearms being purchased at the same time. So talk to us about the trends. You don't have you do like we could arm this nation 5 times out. You do these fun little graphics. But what is the trend line in the last couple of months or the last year in America?
Last year, 2020, we set a record every single month.
Right.
And so far this year, we're on the same pace. In January, it was over 4 million background checks, which is higher than it's ever been in U.S. history for any month. And then we had, on top of that, I think it was 3.4 million in February, which is absolutely astonishing. So already more than 7 million background checks this month. And it doesn't look to be slowing down. There's a lot of people speculating whether the drop in supply, it's kind of tough to get ammo and guns in certain places. There's speculation of that being the trend downward in February. Some people say it's just a shorter month. That's why. Either way, we're still breaking records over and over and over again. And the demand, in my opinion, doesn't really seem to be really slowing down, because even if you compare this year to last year, which was record setting, we are leaps and bounds ahead. And then you go back to 2019 where things were quote unquote normal, and we are way, way ahead of that. So I think this year is going to be another really, really strong year. And even though the gun industry is packed, their production capabilities are slammed, I don't think it's going to slow down anytime soon, especially with the douchebag in chief.
Thank you for that. I was talking to a small manufacturer. He's a super famous guy in the business for 50 years, but he's not a Smith & Wesson. He's not, a Ruger or a Sig or what have you. He told me his backlog for this small manufacturer is 6,000 rifles alone. 6,000. Truly stunning. Originally, Jon, we're talking to the creator of The Gun Collective. Subscribe now on YouTube, The Gun Collective. Hit the notifications bell. Follow them on Twitter at Gun Collective. Originally, it really started off as a kind of COVID thing, didn't it? And then it morphed into a COVID plus the gun grabbers are coming. Is that what you saw?
Yeah, we saw in March of last year when things really shut down, we saw things ramp up in terms of what people were buying. And then in June of last year, when people realized this isn't going to stop anytime soon, the government's trying to keep me in my home. What am I going to do to protect myself if the police won't even go out? That really ramped up. June was our highest month last year. And I think after the election, people realized what was starting to take place, and that fueled the fire even more. It started as sort of this, oh my goodness, COVID's kind of weird, I don't know. And then they realized what the government was doing, and they're like, nah. Even people that never would have considered purchasing a gun, even people that voted for Joe Biden are arming themselves right now because of what's happening, and this distrust and weird thing that's happening in the U.S. It's very strange, but people are saying, you know what, I think I need a firearm. And honestly, for us, I think that's amazing. The Second Amendment is alive and well.
Yeah. I'm going to ask you the question that I get asked a lot here on the radio show on America First, and we've got a couple of minutes left with Jon Patton. What should people who are really concerned that this assault on the Second Amendment is unlike anything we've ever seen, what should the average, regular gun owner, enthusiast, hunter be doing differently?
I think the major focus needs to be on getting involved in the political process, whether you like it or not. This is what we have to do.
Yeah.
I feel like your audience is probably already familiar with that, but I think we need to be contacting our representatives, letting them know how their constituents feel. That's us. And at the same time, if you can and want to, get behind groups like Gun Owners of America, Firearms Policy Coalition, Second Amendment Foundation. Get behind these groups that are out there pushing. And at the same time, there are lots of state level groups. In your state, Virginia, the VCDL is doing leaps and bounds. They're really fighting back against Northam. And I think the state level is also where a lot of things are starting to happen. So getting involved with Second Amendment groups on a state and federal level, and contacting the people that you elected to represent you and letting them know how you actually feel, I think that's the thing that's going to make things move in a positive direction.
And one comment as a Gun Collective viewer to my fellow Gun Collective viewers, guys, when you filled out his recent poll about the things you most want to see on Jon's channel, and you said, near the top it was new gun regulations and near the bottom it was politics. Guys, guess what? The two things are connected. Politics is everything today. Wake up and be part of the solution. Follow this guy. Check out his website. He's got a thing called the Big Barrett Giveaway. Yes, the 50 cal. Check it out at theguncollective.com. God bless you, Jon. Keep doing what you do. I'm Sebastian Gorka. This is America First on the Salem Radio Network, coming to you live from the relieffactor.com studios.